Alright, and then moving along, the number 8 best film of 2012 is the powerful drama The Impossible, which in my eyes features a career-defining performance by the one and only Naomi Watts, and she is truly unforgettable here. In this film, she and Ewan McGregor play a couple who are off to a nice little paradise out in Thailand back in about 2004. And they take their 3 sons with them just to enjoy a little time away from home. Now, you'd think that everything is perfect, but then all of a sudden a disaster, as in a natural disaster, hits them. And that, of course, being the infamous tsunami that hit all those years ago. Now, I gotta say, it becomes the center of this film being the survival of the 2 characters, being Watts' character as well as the one of her oldest son named Lucas. Now, what I like about this film is that this isn't your prototypical feel-good story of survival, and sometimes that is all fine and good. But I quite often grow a little fed up with the concept of, the good-looking actors who really have no character depth, you can't get into them, with the 1 or 2 legendary good actors trying to hold the center of the film but really don't add anything themselves because they're saddled with bad material. But this is definitely not the case in this film. Juan Antonio Bayona, a Spanish director, just puts this film into the highest possible echelon of this genre, and it just goes far above and beyond the usual genres we see. Now, Naomi Watts is the soul of this film. She just does everything with her expression and reaction to the situation around her. She's obviously terrified, but knows she has to rise above it to survive. That is her only choice. And despite her fleeting strength in this film, she is held up by her son, Lucas, who, played by Tom Holland, he is wonderful here. I wish they would have considered him more when the Oscar nominations were announced or when any of the awards were announced. He really, really just shines through in this film. A great young, talented actor, has a lot of experience despite his young age. Now, I gotta say, he and Watts, they just provided the traits needed to get invested in these characters and thus take us on the journey with them to easily get wrapped up in and be invested in. Now, the thing I do like too is that you can't really fathom what happened to the people who did survive this tragedy, let alone those who died. I personally find that painting the concept of this on paper, it's not easy to do, and it just sounds like a simple concept to paint, but when you go far above and beyond just what you put down on paper, that is what makes this film so good. Now, obviously, I would like to think that more films will turn out like this, other inspired disasters, because you can't really capture the entire horror of what this tsunami was. Now, I have to say this as well. As a filmmaker and a screenwriter, I don't think you should even try to capture the entire disaster of what happened. Which is why I like even the films about 9/11, just kind of zero in on the certain little aspects of what happened, not the entire tragedy itself, because that would almost be impossible. And I think that is what makes this film and helps make it enthralling as it is. Naomi Watts, fantastic. I loved it. The Impossible, my pick for the number 8 best film in 2012.